Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing? Ted, how you doing, man? I'm used to having more people here, but they're late.
Yes.
So guess what we get to do tonight? We get
What's
to do
that?
this tonight. How you doing, buddy?
That's right. Okay. Well, fortunately for me, I don't have a problem talking or being in front of the camera. I'm not a little camera shy. I kind of enjoy having a spotlight on me, I guess. So hello everyone. Thank you for watching.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's enjoying their. I hope everybody had a great week so far, man. It's been good for me. I hear it's been good for you, man. The hunts have been crazy, especially we've both been out solo a lot.
Yes. Well, and I say that I've been out solo, but definitely I'm going in these places. I'm going, my gosh, Jack and MT have got to get up here. Trapper 2, like, gosh, I need the professionals. So
yeah,
it's been off the rails.
Belladonna, hello. Yeah, man, I'm excited.
Hello.
I just went into this area, man, and it was the last video I dropped. Wait until you see this next one, though. I got into this area, Ted, and there was it sounded like a tree being pushed over. Okay, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, trees fall. It's,
Right.
but then it sounded like this tree got picked up, swung. You can hear it like bam into another tree. That tree fell. It sounded like something else got picked up and thrown. It sounded like a hand slapped the tree, like a hand, like bam. And I mean, I was by then. I'm already like, what the,
yeah, doing
my heart's like,
right.
I'm like, do I run? Do I take off? I'm standing there. I'm trying to hit the play button. Good thing I just caught the ending of it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, play.
That's always how it goes is when you turn that camera off. That's why, it's like if you have someone there with you, it's like, okay, I'm going to turn my camera on. You keep yours on.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's worked good for us in the past like that.
Yeah.
With some of the things. But I understand that feeling when, I was around you twice when I had trees pushed over by me and you have that instant reaction. And, if you're, it's like fight, flight or freeze mode, they call it. And I don't have my flight mode's busted. So my way is okay. Let's just get a defensive position and.
Yeah. Mine usually I'm pretty good, but that man, I was like, I unlocked the sidearm. I'm trying to hit the play button. I'm looking all around, and here I'm hitting the stop button while I'm trying to hit the play button. Man, I'm looking for something to come running out after me, and man, I'm telling you, my soul was saying run, and my feet were like, do your stuff, and I'm like trying not to. It was scary. I mean, it was scary, man. It scared that.
I always say is don't run. Don't ever run. And again, not a professional on this, but that's what prey animals do. And if you act like a prey animal, you're going to get chased like one.
Oh,
that's kind of what I think. That's my theory on it.
Yep.
On top of that,
Jack likes to just keep getting yourself. Now those spots, really, those were different trees. Oh yeah, there were trees crashing, man.
Yeah. On top of that, I know we have some similar problems with back and knees and everything. Running is probably not a good option for us.
No. But I'm telling you, my soul and my feet were talking to each other. My soul was like, run, and my feet were like, do your stuff. I stayed though. It really did scare me. I was really scared, man.
I completely understand that. I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same thing when I got screamed at. That was the only thing where I paused and I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to turn around, go back.
Yeah. Trapper's supposed to be here at some point. How y'all doing tonight? Alan, Belladonna, Dean. We got Mr. Brown, Sue, Nancy. Thank you all for being here tonight. And if I missed you, Tammy, hello. Yeah, man. And you all did a good job. I was watching it, because when you put it together, you don't want to be sitting here watching it and then watching the whole thing over again and then watching it with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So when you put it together, you kind of get to the points where you're going. And then you might have a segment where you're like, okay, I know nothing happened to this. I'm just going to throw up this segment here and get to the next one. So, man, people marked out some good ones, man. There was a big guy there. There was a big something. You could definitely tell it was a big something. And it seemed to me to be like three younger things. They were on two legs. I can't tell you what. I mean, I'm going to definitely go back out there next week. So if you want to come out and we both go to the area.
I'm with that. Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
You just got to get the timing down and, I definitely want to be there.
Yeah, man. And, the area is really big and it's going to be a big area for winter.
Okay. And that's one of the things I know I was talking with you guys about this too, about we've kind of gotten to this point where, we'll still do the going out by ourselves, but I almost know it's like we've been so good at finding, and I don't know if maybe it's just this season that everything is off the rails, but almost going out by ourselves has been like dangerous.
Yeah. That's one thing that we were all talking about. Me and Trapper were talking about it last night. Me and you talked about it on the phone. Me and MT talked about it. We talked about it with Moose going out. It seems, I don't know if it's just us because they're used to us, more things coming into the areas, but it seems to be getting a lot more dangerous, a lot more personal, a lot more in your face. Like,
yes,
we're here. We know we're here. So guess what? We don't want you in here, because I don't think that would have happened to just someone walking through the forest. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's kind of even what I think about where I've walked on, like some of my routes, that it's like, hold on a second. My daughter's got to say hi to me.
Hi.
Hi.
So it's almost been it's been before. It was if I brought somebody with me, things calmed down, and now that's no longer the case. It doesn't matter if I have 2 people or 3 people.
Yeah.
So and it seems like they keep upping. I guess the game each time.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened to me. And I took a buddy out, Bear. I took him out, and we went out, and he went out with us like a week, and then a week after, me and him were going to go out, and I was going to do a live, and things start happening. Now, this is the thing. He was like, I picked the place. You can't get on your phone or not, because he was still on the fence, after the first time, because he wanted to make sure that I could, in case I was texting somebody to come to the area. So I was like, have my phone, here you go. And I was like, pick a place up, and so he picked it. We drove there, got out of the car, and kind of like the same thing, like a tree fall or a tree break. We got in there and things started happening. There was like screaming going on, kind of like a little brawl for the area. It was in the fall. And he was like, get me the mother effing out of here. He was like, don't even go live. He goes, walk me back to the car. Wow. I was like, really? And he was like, this is crazy. He was like, I don't know what's going on. He goes, but I wanted to do this with you. He's like, but I'm afraid to. He goes, and I don't care. You could say it. He goes, tell the world. He goes, but this stuff's, he didn't believe it was real. Now he knows. Once you see it, you can unsee it. That's the thing. Once you see it and you know it, it will always stand out to you.
I kind of think that's what happened to the guy I took out with me into Tinker's Hollow, this last one. He was selling the stuff, but he didn't believe it himself. And that place smacks you in the face with it. And he was like almost in full. I spent most of my video there trying to calm him down. Yeah, I'm not gonna take Perduncan out again. Don't worry.
Yep.
He's not fit for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And so now it's just like, we got subscribers coming out next Friday. So this is going to be good. Now, you all know him, Mr. Wonderful, and the sports guys. They all decide they want to come out. So they're coming out next Friday. And I told them, I stressed to them, when you come out here, this is a sure thing. They're coming.
Mm-hmm.
They already booked the hotel room. We're going to go live. Thing is Friday, I'm going to take them out early because I believe by Friday night, they're all going to change their mind.
Do you think?
I'm telling you, man.
Well, that's to say, I'll try to be down there to meet up with them. They just have to, at the end of the day, they just have to be able to trust us.
Right.
Okay, if we say, stand behind us, whatever, okay, right. Then you can trust us to do that,
Yep.
Like I said, the guy I took with me he was in total panic mode. And I don't know. I kept saying, what are you doing? So, and I kept telling him, no, stand behind me, and he just couldn't manage it.
Yeah. That's a good question. Nancy says, Jack, did you ever get the wireless satellite? I just ordered it.
All right.
Yeah, man. Just ordered it. So when it gets here, then I got to take it up and get the plan on it. So.
Okay.
Yep. So it'll be here. I don't think it'll be here. Well, it might be here by next Friday. I'm hoping so. But yeah, once we have that, oh God, it's gold. I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's anywhere, man. That's anywhere.
Yeah.
It was awesome to hit the buy button. I was like, yeah. It's anywhere, man. Mm-hmm. To all these spots where we couldn't go live, we're gonna be able to go live. Yeah.
So, well,
mm-hmm.
that's one of the things I was just discussing with you about signals around Conneaut. There's very few good signals.
Yeah.
But, I'm wanting to try and see if I can be live down in Tinker's Hollow.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can't drive a car through there because I have a hot spot in the car, but it only works for about 50 feet away from the car.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see these guys come down, and they're just going to, I'm telling you, I think maybe they'll stay the whole day, but I'm thinking Saturday, I think it might be done. They're supposed to say Friday, Saturday, into Sunday, so, and then like Sunday night. So I'm thinking somewhere in that point they're gonna be.
Their other thing is that they need to be prepared for these aren't short jaunts, Yeah.
That's what I told them, It's
these are not. You need to be prepared to be on your feet, moving, going up through rough terrain.
Yep.
And covering, on a short night, 5 miles.
Oh yeah, that's the low limit. That's like
on a short night, 5 miles. Yeah.
5 miles in, 5 miles out, 10 miles total.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a short night. That's what people don't understand. It's not like we just go somewhere, go in. We found these spots. You got to hike to these spots. It's just, even when we come out with you, it's no shorter than 10 miles.
We still are doing a lot of miles, but one of the things I found, one of the spots, they literally are camping. Their spot is literally right off the road. So like I start to walk in and instantly have stuff happen because they're watching right there.
Yeah,
And it's
Sue
not
says
really
be
like
gentle with them.
this old dirt road that shuts down in the wintertime.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And then after that, the week after, we'll have the Alabama group coming down for Friday and a Saturday, and we'll go live with them. Now, this is going to be interesting because they are Bigfoot hunters.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you they're going to be like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
I guarantee that.
And they're from Alabama, huh? Well,
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you, I think Ohio is literally like right behind Oregon and Washington for sightings. So,
Yeah.
they need to get ready because I think we're probably, say next to Oregon and Washington, and that's some really rough terrain there. I think we're probably the best place to find them.
Yeah. Which is cool because, they didn't, they never paid attention to Ohio until they found the channel. And then they're like, oh man, you guys are good. As I went over and subscribed to them, they subscribed to us, and, now they're coming up. That's a long trip. I think it's like 16, 17 hours for them to drive up here.
Yeah.
But they're really interested in, I'm saying, that another person I want to get with is LIB. We got to make this happen before December, like way before, like a month coming up. LIB. Care if we meet you in PA, whatever, do half and half. We got to get a hunt in without Long Island here. But yeah, the Alabama group's going to be fun because I'm telling you, they're getting action, but not like we're getting action here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, why the action is so different. I would like to take a trip down there and, see their area.
Well, I think Ohio is sandwiched between the Ohio River and Lake Erie. And there's a lot of north-south running rivers running both ways. A lot of water, ton of water, which is what you need to have a large predator. And Ohio has majorly reforested to where now over a third of the state is now back to being forested. So you have a lot of forests, a lot of open ground, a lot of farms. So there's just an epic amount of food source. And the rivers, which are like highways, just running every direction. It's just like what's that? Beaver Creek State Park. You have rivers running in every direction in that one.
I'll call you later on tonight, LIB. We want to make this happen like quickly, or snow flies, so we're all comfortable. But having LIB out, that's gonna like heighten the whole thing. Thank you, Sue, for your comment. Sue says you're the best crew to educate folks. I think it's different out here. I think it's a lot different than everywhere's different. We're not going to get the same action in Tennessee that we're getting here, and you know what I'm saying, vice versa. And I just think, like you said, we have abundance of water, abundance of food source. I mean, we have the craziest river systems and stream systems, running from north, south, east, west. I mean, when you think of Ohio being flatland, that ain't true.
No, that's the western part around like Dayton, Toledo is flat, but not over here.
Right. Yeah. So you take the east side of Ohio. Let's just say you're looking at the map and you're going, west, east. So you draw a line right down the middle. East side is more mountainous terrain than the west side is.
And more heavily forested, yes. And it's literally it's the foothills of the Appalachian.
Yeah.
So running all the way up to the Lake Erie.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And it's nice because these are good groups, I just wish a lot more Ohio groups would reach out. I've tried to reach out to them, and I maybe I should try again, because this was a little bit in an early age, and they're like, But I would love to, compare notes and go out and.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, last night I lost my glasses. I left them. I worked on Trapper's truck and then left them on the back of his bed. And then he pulled up, and I'm like, Trapper. I call him. I'm like, my glasses ain't on there. And he looked back. He's like, no, they're not there. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's going to be a good hunt.
Well, so your glasses weren't as fortunate as my sidearm when we went to Helltown.
I can't believe that, man. That's lucky.
So we went to Helltown, and I kid you not, that had to have been a 12-mile march through rough terrain, uphill, downhill.
Oh yeah.
And nothing working right the entire time. Creepy stuff happening, and just nothing worked right. And when we got back to my car, I was so exhausted, and I set my hole puncher on the top
Be
of the
careful,
car,
Hellaby.
and set the hole puncher on top of the car, and forgot it there, and we drove away. And gosh, I had to have been going 55, and it stayed there. It somehow stayed there. The Lord was watching over me, divine, because get out and MT finds it out there, and it was like how the heck did that get out there? So I couldn't believe it. I was so exhausted.
Yeah, that was crazy that it stayed.
Yeah,
it says,
telling you,
Jack, most groups work. Oh yeah, I believe that. We do too.
I was gonna say, yeah. Most group. What do you mean exactly by that?
Yeah, that's I mean, like, most groups work. I don't know. We work. I do when I do something, I'm OCD about it. So when I do something, I do it I give it all my 100%. I've always been that way. I'm like, I do it right. And I give it my all.
Absolutely. And because I've learned a whole bunch from you, because I want to try to get mine to be better and top notch by that. And then some of this, you getting into some of the stuff that you have to do to be successful at this it's really hard to figure it out on your own. Some people are better at it, but I mean, as far as the work, thing, I know, gosh, MT's having to work a lot. Trapper has to work a lot. So doesn't Moose. I mean, I have a family. It's like Jack has a family. We all have other things.
Yeah.
Something that we make time for because it's important to us.
Slow. Can you show? Oh, slow yeah, I can. Grizzly Bigfoot out of Kentucky. I believe I haven't never reached out to him, but I believe I've seen some of his stuff. That'd be good. I'll reach out to him and see. Kentucky's not that far away. Pretty close. So hello, if I missed you. I see y'all saying hi's. Thank you for being here tonight. 8-hour days. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I was going to say an 8-hour day for me was, before I was retired, was a joke. That was a free day.
Yeah.
So,
well, I was working going on. So. Well, like I said, I got OCD, man. If I want to go out, I would work 16-hour days and then get off work and go out.
Mm-hmm.
That's me though. I mean, that's just how my brain works. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure the caves are active. Absolutely.
Welcome.
Says I heard that tree crash and bang on your last video. Yeah, I just caught the last of it. I'm so happy. But wow, I'll tell you that scared me, man. That scared me. Feet do your stuff. And my brain was just saying run. My soul was saying run. But I stood my ground. That was scary. Yeah, some good stuff coming up, man. I'm glad I rewatched that last video twice. I got it actually on pause again, and I'm about halfway through. So it'll be my third time watching it because I can't tell if I'm seeing 2 or 3 youngsters in there. I'm sure that's a big male. When I'm looking down, and someone picked this out also. I don't know if you've seen this. When I'm looking down at the print, the camera goes up. You see something standing right there.
Jeez.
I mean, and it's big. You can see its arm, and it looks like it's like turned away from the camera, like it's looking to go a different way. Because I follow its prints, and then I'm like, okay, why does it start heading around? You know what I'm saying? And then I look back down, and I'm like, okay, there's another print. Go down, look at it, but the camera goes up, and you see it standing right there. And I'm thinking that it's probably good that I bent down and wasn't looking at that, but looking at the print, because that thing looks wicked, whatever it is.
Wow.
Yeah. Claim 3. Well, I went to Claim 3 during the day, and I didn't film. That's when he told me. I said that I would tell you on the Q&A about this. Now, this is getting strange out there. He said he's seen bright lights, okay, above the wood line, about midway. Now, I know you don't know what Claim 3 looks like. So about midway of his woods there, above, you can see it, and then you can't see no more going back. But he's seen bright lights about at that point. So bright, he's seen something coming out of this light onto the ground. And he said it looked like it was real tall and looked like it had 4 arms. And he said it came out of the light, and then the light like disappeared like a flash, like boom, and it was all gone. But whatever landed in there, he said that he's seen it walk out of that beam of light.
This is literally what you're describing there. This is like Ohio's version of Skinwalker Ranch is what you have there.
Yeah, but he said
I don't know how to explain all that
4
stuff.
arms. I was like, what? He's like, it looked like it had 4 arms.
When I have all my camera stuff, I'm wishing I had 2 extra arms.
So when I went there, there was a weird spot. It looked like a big patch of ferns. Those forest ferns. They don't get tall at all. They're just like about maybe a little under knee high.
Yeah.
Those look burnt. So I'm waiting. I came back home. I told him, give me a couple days to go back. I ordered a Geiger counter.
Okay.
And I want to go back with this Geiger counter.
Yeah.
And see what's going on. And just check that out. That's just strange to me to see that much burnt.
Wow.
Yeah, then we'll film. But I didn't want to get in there, do a night hunt or anything like that, and make something leave, because this is something new.
Evidently.
Yeah.
I don't know. And with all the weird stuff you have there, I don't know if it's new or existing. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
just different looking.
Yeah. I mean, the forearms threw me off, and he was pretty, I'm like, tree branches maybe in a way, he's like, it was looked like it had 4 arms, really tall. So, and he's like, I came out of a UFO. I don't know. I asked them certain questions. You just got to cover everything, and be honest.
Yeah.
It was like, have you ever seen a UFO before? Do you know what a UFO looks like? Besides what they show you on TV, but he explained what he's seen to be like a kind of like a shape of a pizza, but hovering like that.
Wow.
Oh, I'm not into chasing UFOs, but I'll try to find whatever, may be out there.
Oh.
Yep.
Nancy was asking about your Geiger counter. She doesn't understand what that measures.
Say like if we got into a nuclear war, it would pick up radiation.
It's the radiation. It's gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna let you explain this. So it's gonna detect and the way, depending on what you have and what you have settings for, it's gonna detect various types of radiations.
Yep, and that's all it's for, is just detecting radiation. It doesn't pick up RF or anything like that. Solely for radiation. Yep. Oh, trust me, 4 arms is crazy. I never heard of anything with 4 arms, so. But I mean, like I said, it could be tree branches in the way. Say they seen this thing swinging. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was a little late at night. I said maybe your eyes are playing tricks on you. You know what I'm saying? Especially light. I've seen, people walking under street lights look like, I've seen some weird stuff before and had to take a double look.
Yeah.
Hello.
Our eyes often deceive us.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so speaking of that, with radiation and energy in the air, we've been getting bombarded by some very large solar flares. Good chance of this night and this weekend, tonight and through the weekend here, of seeing the northern lights down here in northern Ohio. So chance, I'm not sure whether we will or not. But there's going to be some, and that's one of the other things too, is all this spring and summer long, we've had these very large solar flares constantly hitting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a correlation or not, but every place we pretty much have gone, we've had weird stuff happen. So I don't know if it's coincidence that, like, a lot of the times, like, MT's devices are going wacky, and I would look and I'm like, dude, we're getting hit by a huge solar flare right now. And I think, and I said every night was active. So I'm wondering, tonight's supposed to be a clear night. We might get to see them, or I don't know how it'll be, but I think Friday too. So even down to Salt Forks, we might, as far down south as there, we might get to see them.
Yeah.
So it's good bet we might get to.
Yeah. And I wonder if this asteroid entering our atmosphere,
they're calling it, like an extra, or they said a mini moon or whatever.
Yeah.
If we got for a little while, it's going to spin around us for a little bit and then take off.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, Chuck? Yeah, I wonder if that's going to have any effect on anything. That just doesn't make sense to me. It really just doesn't. How can something fly in and hang out for 2 months and then just fly away? It just doesn't make sense to me.
I'm not, I guess you say I'm not educated enough to answer exactly how that works. I've looked at what scientists have said, but I'm not one.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Really do appreciate you. Wonder what happened to Trapper. Still waiting on him. Hope everything's all right. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, so I wonder if that's going to play any effect on anything. I'm reading some crazy things about it, but it just doesn't make sense to me. How can something come fly up to us when we're traveling through space at, so fast and spinning and then just hanging out for 2 months and just decide to, well, I'm done. I'm out of here. Just makes no sense to me.
Because I guess that all gets into, how much you trust what we're being told. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's cover for that. I don't know. Good to speculate on it, though, because, we obviously can't trust them with small details, so.
Yeah. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense in my brain. But yeah, some good stuff coming up, though. I can tell you all that. Working on a nice project for y'all. But you get a chance, man. When I watch that video again that I just dropped, and keep your eyes, when I'm looking straight, keep your eyes up on that camera. You'll see it. I'll put out some timestamps too for everyone.
Yeah, I did see the spot where you were checking out the footprints, and
yeah, that was very interesting. I believe that they're still there. I got like 6 more day areas to go to, and then we can start getting back into the night. Like I said, I've ran into 4 areas that are just, they're not doing nothing. I mean, nothing.
Wow.
And I put down, every place I bring something different. I never try to get the same thing at every location. And not even the animals are touching this stuff, which is strange.
Okay.
In one spot, I usually take gum and stuff like that out with me and candy, and still sitting there a day later.
Huh. That's what I'm interested to see. I put some peppermint candies out at Tinker's Hollow, and I got to go back and check and see if it's there now.
Yeah. Are you doing that tonight?
I'd like to. It's perfect. It's a perfect night for a hike. I don't have anyone that can go with me, but
yeah.
So
be careful out there, man. That's just getting weird.
It is. It really is. So
yeah.
So I didn't release. I got one where I did with my stable friend that I didn't release that video yet. We had something out there. Not only were we getting the rocks thrown at us, but left and right too. But we had something do the weirdest, very loud hiss. It did it twice. I can't wait to see just like how that comes out on the video.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Then with that Perduncan, it was something. It was a howl, and we're listening to that, and it's like that doesn't sound like you want to say coyote when you hear howl, and I'm like, that sounds like something imitating one. It's much deeper. Did a really good job at imitating, but you could tell it was an imitation, and it was a solo one. And coyotes, I never hear them solo like that. Like we were out at the swamp. We had those coyotes going off. They're coyotes going left and right. And I've heard coyotes at 4 or 5 of the spots around me here. And this did not sound like it, just was so different.
Yeah.
And it was a solo one. Like, I'm like, that was directed at us. Yeah. And hey, there he is.
Trapper.
I couldn't get my other computer to work.
Oh, not a problem. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah. Glad you made it.
So I'm using my laptop.
Awesome. Okay, since we didn't get to do this at the beginning.
Yes. The trap cam. The trap cam.
The trap cam.
We missed you.
Yep. Yeah, what about the owl out there in the daytime?
Yeah, I heard that.
Just one hoot. Not not going crazy, just one hoot.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of strange. That was the first time I ever heard an owl during the day like that. And that early in the day. That was like 2
in the afternoon.
Like yeah.
I don't think I'm sure I don't know exactly when but geez, I picture them as more at night.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever heard one during the day that early.
Wow.
I heard them really early morning, like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And of course we got them, like 7, 8 at night, in the afternoon.
Well, it's getting dark early now, so that I think maybe might be to our advantage.
Oh yeah.
But
Trapper loves the early hunts.
I do.
That's
no joke.
Which this is another thing. All of my Tinker Hollows hikes before stuff happened, I had owls hooting. Every single one. This last one that I put out right in the beginning, a big owl sounds off.
Yeah. So Trapper, I've been wanting to ask you, but I was waiting for this. What happened on your last hunt that you went on? You went out in the woods and we talked. I was out there. I was out in the forest that night. You were out in the forest that night. I was filming and you were supposed to be working. You were like, and then before you started work, you went into the forest. What happened? Because you remember you texted me and you said you had a lot of crazy stuff going on, stuff getting thrown at you.
Oh, geez.
Oh man, dude, you want me to go back that far?
Yes.
Yeah, it was only a week ago.
Yeah. I mean, heck, I can't even think what I had for dinner last night, let alone a week ago. That's what happens, man. We're getting old.
Oh yeah. That's the truth. Yeah, because you text me and you were like, there's some crazy stuff going on here. I'm getting stuff thrown at me.
Oh, yes. I remember. I was at the ranch.
Yeah.
I was at the farm.
Wow.
Yeah, that night was a crazy night. I mean, I was working at the ranch and I was getting ready to go do some coyote hunting. And because they're having some issues with some coyotes on the ranch, so we were going to do some hunting that night. So I'm sitting in my truck and you would just hear I would just hear weird stuff. Like I wasn't that far from the edge of the woods. So the ranch has about 196 acres or so. And I mean, but there's so much land there. Those woods actually go all the way to Salt Fork, with maybe a little tiny town here, in between them. But it's a lot of acreage. I mean, those woods go deep. But I mean, you would hear things like I heard growls come from the woods, from the wood line. And we were pretty active before that because we were working around the ranch a little bit. we had music playing in the barn. We had all kinds of stuff going on. But then everybody went and get ready to go hunting. And so I just sat in my truck. But you would hear, I don't know, you would hear like, I heard howls, I heard growls, I heard things being thrown through the woods at my truck. And I mean, the woods, there's a small pasture that was between me and the woods. And I mean, my truck was parked beside the barn, one of the barns, the furthest back barn. And then you had a pasture, maybe, I mean, the pasture's like 20 acres, but it's like only like 100 yards wide to the woods. And, but I mean, so I was about 100 yards from the woods, and you would hear things being thrown. I heard a big tree break, and it was not even windy that night. I just literally heard a tree just snap in half. It was a wicked night. It was a wicked night. It was bad. I mean, I've never had. That is the place. I actually have a video on that ranch. I never showed the ranch. I'm not going to. Not for a while. I will do a special on that ranch eventually, but I'm not trying to advertise it.
Oh, okay. I remember you talking about that with us.
Yeah, I can't. I don't want YouTube to get me in. I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube by doing an advertisement. So I'm gonna have to try to do like a video on it. But you can. There's a working ranch on one side of the property, and on the other side of the property, there's like you can actually. It's like a bed and breakfast kind of thing. Okay. You can actually rent the house. It holds like up to 16 people can stay there. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful log home. It sits on top of a big giant hill where you can see for miles. It's a gorgeous place. I did one video on the place. So when the people actually rent that place, you can rent it. And there's another barn there that's like a hall. You can use it for weddings. You can use it for family gatherings. People rent it for all kind of reasons. People they will say, if you rent our property, if you rent this house out, you can go out in the woods as much as you want. We have walking trails, hiking trails, riding trails, all kinds of stuff out there. And they want people to come out and go hiking on their property. But people won't go. Because they'll hear weird stuff at night. They will refuse to go out at night. They'll go there and stay the night, and they refuse to go out because they're hearing stuff come from the woods.
Well, we just have to go and not. We cannot show the place and
show the buildings or anything.
Name,
right? I mean, eventually, him and I've talked about. I would probably do a video on the whole entire property, and then just and then. I don't want to do an advertisement because YouTube would, like I said, YouTube will probably not like that because it's like going to be a free advertisement or something. I'm not getting paid by him. They're not promoting me. I'm just really good friends with the owner. And I mean, it's a beautiful ranch. I mean, even where they live on the other side of on the other side of the property, it's gorgeous. And it's one of my favorite places to go. Clear my head, stuff like that. So I'm out there quite often, but it's a weird place.
Yeah, I'd love to get out there. That would be awesome.
Someone watching from the Philippines. Wow.
Yeah, Bruce. Yeah, Bruce got married. Congratulations, Bruce.
Congratulations, Bruce.
Yeah,
awesome.
Man. Congratulations. God bless.
I'm going to apologize up front. I'm not in the office. I have an office in the house. I'm not in my office. I'm actually out in the family room. So if the dogs start barking, you're going to hear them.
You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, man. But I'm definitely, that last video I did, Trapper, I'm going to send you all a picture. I'm also going to post it into the chat room. I want you to look at this thing. I want you guys to look at this thing and you tell me what you think this is. It looks weird, strange. And actually,
there's another thing. I just started thinking about something. At that ranch, here's another thing that's weird that's happening out there. There's like, they do like, if you rent the place out, he does like, if everybody knows, you know, those big silhouettes, those huge silhouettes of Bigfoot, they're black, made out of plywood. He has like up to 3 of them or 4 of them now, and he'll go out and put them in the woods out there. And inside the house, he has like a like, you know, like a sign up table that you went out and you went looking for him, and they actually give prizes or whatever to whoever finds them all. And no one can never find them all. I have not even found them all. And I don't even ask for the prize. I'm just going out looking for them. But people, like I said, will refuse to go out in the woods. And he's now having issues with them being torn out of the ground and snapped in half.
Oh, yeah. I could imagine.
Yeah. And these are, and when you put them in the ground, you actually got to dig a hole. He has them on like a 2x4 drilling right into the ground. So me or you can't yank it out of the ground. Yeah. You know, so.
And moreover, if somebody's just hiking back there or paid to be there, is not going to wreck the place.
Right. And he's finding these things and they're snapped in half, broken.
Wow.
Nancy, I can't post it here. They changed this whole thing, so I got to get used to it. They updated it and added more stuff, so I signed in on this and was like, whoa, all these extra features and stuff. But I'll post it in the community section on the YouTube page, also on the Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah, but you check this out and tell me what you think it is. It was actually sent to me from a subscriber, and then they timestamped it. I went to that timestamp, and that's when I seen it. You know, I went looking down, and the camera was looking up. And I mean, if you are not paying attention, you'll miss it during the video. But I was so happy to get that. But I'll put it in there, man. This thing looks just crazy. It might change it. I mean, if this is a Bigfoot, it might change the way you think a Bigfoot looks.
Okay.
You know, kind of strange.
Okay. Hey, Bob.
How you doing, Bob?
Hey, Bob.
Again, thank you all for being here. You guys are awesome. I hope everyone's having a great week so far. It's almost Friday, right?
Yeah,
tomorrow. Yeah, a couple hours away.
I'll be in Washington, PA on Saturday. I'm taking a trip to Washington, PA. If I can shoot a video, I will.
Awesome. I'm going to get a hold of LIB tonight. He definitely wants to meet up with us. We have people coming in next week. I have to get with you. They definitely want to meet both of y'all. And I'm thinking after Friday night, we're taking them out to a couple of these areas, one of these hot areas. I'm thinking they're not going to want to go out on Saturday night after Friday night. Because if the activity we get during the day, like it's been during the day, it starts happening at night, they're probably going to be like, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, they definitely want to meet all the guys. Oh, and another update on meet and greet. We're going to have to move that to early spring. The 2 places that I got a hold of, they said that we couldn't do it. The license they want me to get a license, insurance. And I was like, I can't do all that. That's crazy. So we'll shoot for early spring. I believe we're going to shoot for Beaver Creek.
Okay.
Early spring.
Okay.
For the meet and greet. If that's, we'll plan it out, as it gets closer. We'll say, or middle spring, late spring where it's a little bit warmer. Do it like that. Yeah, but I'll have to get with you. I'll have to show you these emails that I got the email back. But we have no problem if anybody wants to come up and, want to come out for a day and do a hunt, come out for a night and do a hunt. We have no problem with people coming out doing that. Definitely want to get a meet and greet and where everybody can, get together and talk. I know we're all one big family and it's nice talking to everybody and chat. It's nice to put some faces to the people. That would be awesome. So,
well, listen, guys, I just wanted to pop in and say hi real quick. I do got to go. I got a call. I have to go back to work.
Oh boy.
So, like I said, this is why I'm not making much videos, guys. It's a busy time of the year for me. Yeah. But I do got to jump off. So I just want to stop in and say, hey, real quick to everybody. I'm still alive. I'm still kicking.
Yep. You'll be out soon. We go through this every year.
We do.
We do. Around this time.
I'll be out soon. So.
All right.
That's what you guys heard my phone go off just a minute ago. That's what it was.
One question. Did you get any coyotes? You said you were out to get some coyotes.
We are. It's very slow. It's a huge pack, but it's very frustrating right now.
They're hard to draw in.
They are. It's what it is. What these are these. They're not regular coyotes anymore. They're these hybrid coyotes.
Yep.
Ted, you know what they are. I mean, T-Mac, you know what they are. Because up in Asheville County, we've had them for years. Down here, they're just now coming in down here. And it's weird. I thought they were here all the time. They're not.
They're over this way.
I went to a conference, and they were saying how bad they are getting down here. They're bringing people's livestock down. They're killing livestock. They're these ranchers want them gone. And I'm like, yeah, I've known about these things ever up when I lived up in, up by you. We've had them up there for years.
Right.
But down here, they're new. They're new
and,
to these
and they're brazen. We've had them coming like into the town. They've I don't think it's gotten. I don't know. We have there's a bunch of missing pets. So I'm not sure if that's the reason what it is, but I know they've been caught getting some of the gophers and some other critters around here.
Absolutely.
So there's missing cat and cat signs up all over the darn place. So
yeah. So all right, I gotta jump off, y'all.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Give me a call later.
I'll call you later.
Okay.
All
right. See you guys.
See you.
Yeah, just like that. Those hybrid coyotes, they took I believe they took down those deer.
Yeah.
The baby with the two adult deer and the baby.
Jeez. Yeah. And Jack, because these coyotes, because we've had them up here, they're not only are they like, they're like real brazen. Like I said, they'll come right up onto Main Street here in Conneaut. They ain't a bit afraid of people. And now when I say that, they'll stay back, especially if it's two or more. One person's on the menu, though. So it's like you have to have, and I know you've experienced that with some, too.
Oh, yeah. The one that came after me and circled me, and I didn't shoot at him. I had to shoot into the ground so he'd take off, because banging on a tree don't work.
No.
They don't care. They don't care if you wave your arms. Nope. If I didn't have my sidearm, I believe he would have. I mean, he was running in.
Yeah, he
running
moved in.
Yeah, just to see.
As I say, the solo person is you're listed as potentially on the menu unless you say you fire. And that's the thing is, You fire a gun, coyotes, black bears, whatever, you know, anything, any other predator, they're taking off. They're getting the heck out of there.
Yeah, it hurts their
but
ears.
Our Bigfoot, Sasquatch, a lot of times you fire a gun, they will usually up their aggression. So it'd be kind of know if you're not sure what you're dealing with.
Yeah, that's true. And this time of year, those hybrid coyotes, when you're out hiking, even if you go out hiking, please take someone with you. Let somebody know if you're going out alone. Call somebody and say, hey, I'm going to this area to go hiking. I should be, you know, give them a start time and a return time, because these big male coyotes, they go solo during the day, especially when it starts going in the wintertime. They'll travel in wintertime by themselves searching for food. And if, you know, you're solo, like T-Mac said, you're on the menu, potentially on the menu. So
yeah, always have some sort of self-defense with you. If you're uncomfortable with a hole puncher, my term, so that YouTube doesn't get mad, then you have the bear spray. But just remember, bear spray is wicked to get on you. Okay, I worked in a prison for 22 years, and we used the prison spray was 5.2 million Scoville heat units. Okay, and that was, let me tell you, talk about a bad week you were going to have after getting hit with that. Bear spray is upwards of 10 million Scoville heat units. I mean, to where it could potentially damage your eyes. It's nothing and you're going to have a really bad week, probably a trip to the hospital if you spray that and hit yourself.
Yeah, never spray into the wind, kind of move yourself. I mean, if you have to, you have to.
Yeah. So
Belladonna asks, do you think they look different in different areas? I believe so. I believe it depends on the area. You know, deer, sometimes your animals, they'll look camouflaged for that area. So potentially, yeah. I mean,
yes,
I believe so. I mean, every area is going to be different. You know, the area here in Northeast Ohio might not have the same activity as down in Southern Ohio. So I believe they'll act different and possibly look different.
Yeah. I think some of what you see is like different animals, like with that is one, they're going to camo to their environment. The other thing is their foods, different food sources is going to cause they're going to be a little bit different. But the other thing with that is with these things, I think they're very like us. They're pretty adaptable. And if you go to Walmart and look at people, how different we look, I think you kind of get that kind of same thing. I think when you're talking about these things, some of them might be depending on, some areas don't have as much food or they get sick or something.
Oh, that'd be awesome to meet you. Yeah. Yep, and like all animals around this time of year, animals are looking to fatten up. Predators are looking to fatten up for the winter. So please, if you're out and about, keep your eyes open, keep your head on the swivel. Get a bear with jingler, little bell. Take a bell with you. Clap your hands every once in a while, make a loud noise. I always say every 50 to 75 steps, clap your hands, especially if the trail's winding, or you're going up to a ridge that you can't see what's on top, clap, whistle. Just be careful out there. You don't want nobody getting hurt. I know a lot of yous go out into the forest and you just want everybody to be safe. How you doing? Oh, Amanda, we could put a monitor there, maybe a monitor, and go live for everybody at the meet and greet, so people that can't make it could be there. That would be cool, huh? All right, y'all. Yeah, anybody got any questions? This would be a good time to throw them our way. Sally Joe, how are you? Yeah, that video, man. If you can watch it again, man. And I believe there's people are saying too, but I believe there's 3 youngsters there. That last video, I believe there's 3. Unless I'm keep on seeing one passing in front of each other, you know what I'm saying? Like walking kind of like that. But looks 3. Looks like there's 3. And that big one, I'll post that picture in the community here and on Facebook, but that thing's huge. That had to be what I seen making those prints. Have you been getting any good prints out by you?
I haven't, and again, I think you guys are much better at the tracking stuff. I'm trying to look around to see that, and I really haven't found, like when you came out there with me, you found prints that I'd walked over that area and missed it. You know,
Yeah.
So I don't know. When I'm looking a lot. Seems to me I'm looking for more animal tracks, I guess.
Yeah.
For some of the areas, so it's like there's definitely been a lot of animal tracks out there, but I think I'm like still got more to learn on figuring out their finding the tracks to these things. Like you have found, you and Trapper, you guys have found phenomenal. Like I'm like, wow, I literally would have walked past that area and missed it.
Yeah. Nancy says, is there a coyote season? It's not much of a coyote season. It's a feeding where this time of year, every predator wants to get fattened up, and everything to coyotes is a meal. So,
yes. So there in Ohio, you have to get the license or whatever to shoot them, but I don't believe there is a season. And again, what you said about like some farmers trying to get rid of them, that's what I've had a lot out here. Even some of the places I've got to go hike on private properties. Heck, one video I had them, they were setting up the coyote collars, and they even said, if we get any coyotes, we're shooting them.
Yeah.
So, and they said that was like, they let me walk their property, but they said, the one thing they said, if you run into coyote, you got to shoot them. So,
yeah. I don't think there's a hunting season. I believe you just have to get a license, and you have to get permission to hunt them. You know, I don't think that you could just go out anytime on public land. That kind, they hire snipers to come in.
Yeah.
But private land and stuff like that, you'd have to get a license.
You can pop them all year long. Like on private land, you're not supposed to pop deer out of season. But you know, like private land, it's open season like coyotes all the time.
Yeah, you just have to get the license to do it.
Yeah.
Now, raccoon is coming in, right? For nighttime.
We have raccoon. I know there's turkey season. Yeah, so I'm not sure when raccoon season starts. And they do a lot of that at nighttime, right? Hunting.
Yeah, raccoons at night. Yep. Only for certain hours. They're supposed to be done so like 2 hours, or I got to look at it again, but I think it's, they got a time frame.
I haven't run into many raccoon hunters. I've run into a lot of people that are deer hunters. And deer, we got bow season, we got musket season, and then you got the regular rifle season.
Yeah. Raccoons big time out here.
Okay. We got a lot of them.
But in none of the areas that, none of the areas that we go to, but a lot of your state parks are big time this time of year. Out this way.
Yeah.
Like West Branch, you don't want to be in there at night. This time of year during raccoon season, raccoon hunting. Yeah. All right. I'm going to swing ahead. Luke, hello. Again, thank you all. If I missed you, thank you all for being here tonight. And happy Thursday. Good night, Ramona. Ramona says I got to go. Luke says hello, all. Let's see. Lady says, do you think women are less safe in the woods, Jack, especially alone? Depends on what you're going in for. If you're just going for a hike, you always, nowadays, you just want to be careful. There was just a couple killed. Remember that last year? I think they were just sitting on the park bench and they were killed. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
A lady was attacked, in a park. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the area. And I just say if you're going to go anywhere alone, tell somebody, carry some pepper spray with you. That's a good thing to always carry. Just let people know where you are and, when to inspect you back home or,
There's all kinds of things. Gosh, I love talking about the other thing that I like better than doing these night hikes and stuff is self-defense, because that's literally what I had to be able to do, whether it was combat or the prison unarmed self-defense training. You had to be able to fight. And your biggest thing is whether a guy or a woman. I mean, if you're a woman especially, I think you're higher risk, because men tend to be more predators than women, and they tend to prey on someone physically weaker. So
yeah.
Your biggest thing is you're not a prey animal. Don't act like one. And you always have to have equalizers. A guy could be a lot bigger than you, and you can equalize him real easy. Okay, the stuff is there to do that. You just have to take the time to learn how to use it. So
yeah.
And I see Pat asked, what do I recommend for sidearm for protection with these coyotes? I'm telling you, what I carry, I think is phenomenal for both, and I switch back and forth between the 9 and the 10. And I don't want to show them on here, but I use the rounds that are designed for bears. Okay. You always go prepared to deal with the biggest thing.
Yep, absolutely.
Because
but if you're for Bigfoot hunting, going out alone at night is never a smart thing.
But we do it all the time. Okay. I'm planning on doing it tonight.
If you watch these shows, the women that go out and do Bigfoot hunting, a lot of them take off running.
I can't. Oh,
running and screaming.
I don't want to say her name on here, but there's one that's in Ohio that all of her videos are her taking off running and screaming, and that's like.
But we've taken women out with us, and we had some weird responses. But then we've taken them out, and it was okay. So it depends on what you're doing out there. We had them screaming. Then, we had a baby crying, with a woman out there after she screamed, then I played the baby crying. And that that was kind of, let's just say we had to put them in the middle and walk them out.
Well,
so it depends on what you're doing out there.
We just had Marianne out with us, and she was even wandering off by herself, and she was getting rocks thrown at her, but she got literally the same activity as us.
Yeah.
And because we took her to 2 spots, and we had there was a lot of activity, but I don't know if she was treated different. I took my wife out to Tinker's Hollow, of all places, and there was still about the same amount of activity as if I was by myself.
Yeah. Oh, man, you got to give me a timestamp for that.
So
that would be awesome. Yeah. So it just, like I said, it just depends on what you're doing out there. while there's people out with you. That's what I learned. Playing the Sierra sounds while there's new guests out, I guess, isn't a good idea. So it's kind of, you got to watch what you're doing to provoke them. That depends on your
I
safety.
tell you, it seems to me these things hate. The brighter the flashlight I get, the more they don't like me around. So
Yeah.
And what seems to be worked with me is when I know there's an area where they're at, I'll click that flashlight on and off and antagonize them, and I end up getting response. They hate that.
Thank you, Sally. Thank you, everyone. So I said, hit that like button, everyone who hasn't. Thank you. Yeah, Pat. I mean, Pat asked the sidearm.
Mhm.
Your 9mm. Chances of you having to shoot one are really slim. Shooting into the ground, anything that makes a loud pop will.
And that's to say is for a woman too, because you're talking about risk control with recoil. You're gonna want to have probably no more powerful than a 9mm. And
Right.
9mm is actually with the ballistic improvements. 9mm you can do some major damage to black bear. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And not to mention, like I said, pop off the round, and hearing that gunfire is going to send every natural predator running. And not only that, if it's an attacker, a human attacker, you fire a gun, a lot of the times they're done. Nobody wants to play around with that. So even if you have a 38, which is something that's easier for women to shoot, you get good ballistics with it.
Yeah, always FMJs too. Throw some FMJ up in there.
Yes. So, and you're going to bed? Okay. Daughter's going to bed. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Love you.
Good night.
So they again just never act like a predator. Like I said, the one lady that does her stuff in Ohio, most of it's running away screaming, and I think a lot of men like to watch that.
Okay, thank you.
For some reason, I can't stand it because the big thing is you never act like unless you want to be a prey animal, you don't act like one, and prey animals run. Okay, that's a big thing, and you always come, if you're going to walk into an area where you might meet something like this, you need to come prepared.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason I'm not as afraid to go do some of the stuff alone, is I come prepared.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like we talked earlier, it just seems like, I know we're in it,
Yeah.
And I said that before. We are in it. There's no way out of this now, It's like once your eyes are open, you're not going to leave it, I got friends that, like Bear took it out one time, won't go back out. But now every time he's out passing woods, he texts me, like, I was just driving down the freeway, looked over to my right, and there was one standing there. What's the chances of that? It's like once your eyes are open, that's it. You're stuck with it. Sally says, I would prefer to have the Sierra sounds played when we are out in the woods. I want the action. Oh, yeah.
See, I like that.
Yep.
Well, I think Sue said that you can.
I don't stay in the tent anymore when we go out camping.
Right. I can understand that. Sue said you have the hole puncher, but you're too terrified to use it. Oh, if you're going to own one, you need to train with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have them. They're not a paperweight. It's a responsibility. You have to, you learn how to drive a car. You don't just hop into any old car.
Yeah. I always say it's better to have it and learn how to use it.
Yes.
Than need it, not know how to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are those moments you can regret your entire life, that either you needed it and didn't have it, or you had it and didn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
And again, what I constantly say is, some parts of your body, just like what you were saying, are telling you to panic. You can override that. And I know I'm saying this as some from the stuff that I did from both combat and prison. My flight response is busted. So
Yeah.
I know it's easy. So when you say it's easy for me to say, yeah, but you just, I know that, like I said, these things are out in the wild. Let's say they are there. They're out in the wild and they go after animals. Well, animals they go after run. So that's what they think is food, something that runs
Absolutely.
from them. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Again, I think a lot of men like watching that person. I don't want to mention her name, but I'm not knocking her. She's successful at her channel, and I'm
Oh, absolutely.
definitely not. It's like, that's cool. That's her thing. You know, our thing is that we stay calm. So much.
Yeah.
And honestly, Jack, I think we stay so calm, we get associated with videos to fall asleep to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I look at that in the algorithm, or like people, the stuff to
Yeah.
fall. I'm like, well, that wasn't what I was going for.
Yeah. It's like, like I was saying, rock throws anymore when I'm out. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
know
saying?
them.
Like, oh, okay.
I know them. Like I said, two different people I had out with me were almost panicked from the rock throws. And I'm like, yeah, okay, let's move forward. And they're like, because I'm like, yeah, this happens all the time.
Yeah. Let's keep on going.
All
right, though, y'all. I'm gonna jump off here. A lot of good things coming. If you only watched that last video I dropped one time, go back and watch it. Telling you, and I'll post that thing that I sent. I'll also share it with you. That I'll drop it in our chat. I'll drop it on the community page, and I'll put it in the Facebook group again. But let me know if you think there's 2 or 3, because I think there's 3, unless I'm seeing one crossing each other. But I'm telling you, I think there's 3 in that big guy. Now, if there's the big guy seeing the big guy, and there's 3 younger ones, there's got to be a mama somewhere. And I don't know if she came in and was mad because I was close to those youngsters, because that male was hanging out by me. You know what I'm saying? I was actually tracking him.
Wow.
And then when I followed those prints, and when I said, bent down and, was looking at those second set of prints, I filmed him.
Wow.
So I believe that was Mama that came in and busted up those trees. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I could be wrong, but there's no way that he's going to be that close to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's my honest opinion that rarely is there one out solo. I usually think that there's more often than not, there's a group of them.
Right. And that's such a big area. Well, I showed you over the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I did the satellite view over top, things could be coming in there, because, there's a lot of hunting property around, but that area is no hunting. And that's a lot of land.
Mm-hmm.
That's really big. So definitely want to get you in there next week. We'll go in, we'll go live there.
Alrighty.
And I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll start working on this project. And check out that video. Let me know what you think, because I got to find her in that video, because I know that's a him. You can tell it's definitely looks like a him in there, but she's got to be hanging out somewhere. And I had to catch her on film, because I was doing a lot of panning around me. So, all right. Well, I'll stop talking.
I gotta say, what I'm thinking here, and this was my brainstorm there, is that I go out there to Tinker's Hollow tonight, because I need to check and see if where I did the gifting area, if it's still there, but trying to see if I can go live there. So I had to go get changed, and thankfully I'm only about 15 minutes away from there. But then go out and try and do a live stream out there. We'll see how the video. I'm not sure how it'll work.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dean says, Jack, you need to pick good hardwood for knocking. Oh yeah, Dean, I got knockers. I mean, I got 2 good knockers, but there's a thing this type of year. The tree knocks are different, and this type of year I'm trying to do as natural as I can. So, I mean, but I got tree knockers. I got really good tree knockers. But just go and I've been trying to go as natural, with sounding. When, a forest piece of wood hits a tree, it breaks. You know what I'm saying? The what I got doesn't break. So as natural as I can get out there, that's what I've been shooting for this time of year. There's a reason behind it. But I got a heavy duty tree knocker. That's really good. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Good. Tomorrow's project will be big.
Yes.
Can't wait. I'm excited. Don't push it too hard tonight, because it's gonna be a long day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you all for being here tonight. Hit that like button. And a big thing is, yesterday, please check and see if you're subscribed to the channel.
Yes.
Yesterday, YouTube did their yearly cleanup. So yeah, we call it a purge. So you might have been unsubscribed, so please check and see. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. Check out that video drop again. Try to find that female, and I'll post the male. Let me know what you think. If there's 2 or 3 youngsters, that female's got to be around. I mean, I got it on pause, but after I'm done here, I'll be watching the rest of it to see if I can't find her. And if I find her, I'll post it.
Okay.
But other than that, good things coming. Working on a project. I got to go over that night video. It's that when the night my camera was acting up, something went on with it. I had to get a new camera. But then I checked the camera again, and the camera's working fine. Strange. So I got a new camera, but that night something was going on with that camera during that footage. So yeah, I'm going to try to get that up. And if I can, I don't know what the footage is. Yeah. Other than that, y'all have a great night.
Yeah. So I may see if I can 9:30, 10 o'clock, maybe Eastern here. See if I can get everything hooked up right for a live stream. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm excited for you. Don't push it tonight. Please be careful, bro. Things are crazy out there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, this spot I'm going has been crazy. So, the only thing I guess you say something that's comfort is I've done 4 times through there, and we've had all kinds of activity. I've walked out untouched. So,
yeah,
I guess we'll find out. So,
yep. All right, y'all. With that said,
all right.
I'm Jack the cameraman.
T-Mac for T-Mac's American Experience.
Yeah. And please check and make sure you're subscribed to both of the channels. Yeah. It's good stuff coming.
Alrighty.
Good stuff coming. And we got the Wi-Fi box coming.
Yay.
Satellite. So that's going to be freaking cool. Going live anywhere. Winter's right around the corner. All right, y'all. God bless. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. We do this all year round. Good night.